All right, number 6 is William Jennings Bryan. He is the 1896 Democratic nominee and great speaker who delivered the Cross of Gold speech calling for bimetallism, okay? So there was this big conflict. Are we going to use the gold standard, or are we going to base our money off of two metals, gold and silver, which is bimetallism, or as you know, free silver, okay? So he gets up. William Jennings Bryan is a dark horse, okay, which means he's not really that well known. And he gets up at the Democratic National Convention where they are actually choosing the next candidate to go against the Republicans at the time, which is William McKinley. And he gives this grand speech that everybody in the hall says, man, that was the best speech ever, and we want that guy to be our president. Okay, so a nobody got up and made a magnificent speech, and all of a sudden he is the top runner for the Democratic ticket in 1896. That's actually why the Cross of Gold speech is important. That's a test question, by the way. Okay, I'm going to ask you why the Cross of Gold speech was important. You're going to say that it got William Jennings Bryan the nomination for the Democratic Party in 1896. Without that, his name would never be up here. You wouldn't know who he is. Okay. All right, progressive. Man. Okay, progressive. This is a tricky one because what progressive means today is not what it meant back then, okay? Today, progressive people are liberal Democrats usually, okay? That's typically what it is. But if you look at the original definition and what progressives used to be, they have changed dramatically. Liberal Democrats today tend to use the word progressive to compliment themselves because the progressives got a lot of really good stuff done for this country early on. And then as time morphed on, they basically took over the progressive wing of the party. All right, individuals that wanted to return government control to the people, restore economic opportunity, and correct injustices. Okay, so let's break the definition down, okay? Return government control to the people. All right, in the Gilded Age, who had the control of politics? Who controlled every politician? If you remember, it was the robber barons. They paid everybody off, okay? Restore economic opportunities. Well, in the Gilded Age, which we're still in at this point, who had all the economic opportunities? Well, the robber barons had all of the monopolies, right? They were the ones that were rigging the system so they can maximize their profits. And the American people, the average American, were the ones that were paying because these guys had a monopoly. All right, number 8. This lady was a progressive. Oh, sorry, I didn't finish this one. Correct injustices. One other thing that progressive fought for in the South was the end of Jim Crow. Okay, they wanted the end of this racist system. They wanted everybody to be treated equal. Now, I think all of these goals are completely great goals. I mean, they're awesome goals, right? This is something all of us could strive for. But if you look at the progressives today, they don't stand for any of this stuff except for the last one, correct injustices. And then again, it's their own perception of what's unjust. Okay, it's identity politics and all this kind of stuff. Number 8, carry nation. Okay, this progressive, okay, learn the word, y'all. Remember the word, progressive. Remember what it means. This progressive reformer preached temperance while holding a hatchet, okay? So Carrie Nation is this little old lady, all right? She's got a hatchet in one hand and a Bible in the other. She's a preacher. And she is preaching temperance. Okay, well, what the heck is temperance? All right? Temperance is the act of controlling your drinking, okay, or drug use. So basically, she's out there preaching, Jesus loves you, now I'm going to bust your beer with my hatchet. Okay, and she's smashing up bars and all kind of stuff. And nobody ever hit the old lady because she's a little old lady. She's like 5 foot tall. Okay, and she's like 80 years old. So, all right, here we go. Number 9, temperance. We just covered it. Slowing down or stopping the drinking of alcohol. Okay, that's pretty self-explanatory. So, we're going to move on to the last one. Muckrakers is the last definition. Okay. Progressive, again, the word progressive. Progressive writers and journalists that attack corruption in business and government. Okay? corruption in business and government. All right, so these are journalists and writers that they dug deep. Okay, now let's examine the word muckrakers. Okay, the word muck means manure. Okay, so if you've ever been around a farm or a horse ranch or anything like that, they will tell you, if you're working there, go muck out the stall. That means go in the stall, the horse stall, and shovel out the crap. Okay, so muck rakers is a person that would rake up the muck. Okay, so you're going to dig in the nastiness and you're going to expose that to the American people. So the purpose of muckraking, this is a multiple choice question that's going to come up in the chapter. These people muckraked, or they dug up dirt and exposed it to the American people to make Americans so angry with the system, with big business and with the government, that they would go to Washington and demand change. So we're going to talk about a lot of muckrakers this chapter.